Hello, today I'm going to show you a little preview of our new tracking website, which we've been working on for about 12 months now. You'll be already used to using our standard tracking portal, which is titled Race Drone, and that's for all of our various types of events, be it Duke of Edinburgh, expeditions, scout events, sport events, cycling, walking, hiking. We use our various websites. They all point their tracking to our race drone site. So the last couple of years we've been working on an updated interface, which I'm going to take you through a little bit now. So let me bring that up because we've got an event in progress, which is going to be an ideal time to show you some of the features. Right, okay, what we've got on here at the moment is an event. And this event is 65 kilometers long and is taking place in the Peak District as I speak at the moment. The event begins up here in Homebridge and it ends down in Buxton there. That's the end location there. And along the way there are 10 different checkpoints, each titled here. Checkpoint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the green icons that you can see, or mostly green icons, are actually the participants. So whereas before the participants list on our old interface used to appear down the side or perhaps underneath if you were working on a smaller screen or a mobile device, we've now got a slide in and slide out bar which is here, so that can be opened and closed at will. So you've got a nice full screen map to concentrate on what you're really interested in, which is precisely where the participants are. So let me open that up. First couple of things you might notice is we've got the ability to split the teams into different sections. You might have male, female, and you can put all of these under separate headings and keep them separate if it's easier to see them. We've got a legend at the top, which is similar to before. Now, one of the key changes we made was that previously there used to be a little green or red, orange coloured dot at the side of the group's name, which indicated if they were moving, powered, stationary. And we found that caused a little bit of confusion because people sometimes mistook the red colour, which was our default flag colour, to be an SOS. So what we've decided to do now is merge these features together, and whatever colour you see the little participant's flag means that is their status. So if their flag is green, it means they are moving. If their flag goes orange, it means they're currently standing still. If it goes red, SOS. And there we go, one's just gone orange there as I spoke, which was quite helpful for me. So that person's currently standing still, everybody else is currently going green. So that's proved to be a very kind of useful feature for everyone to see what's been going on. We've also got a search here, so let me start typing in the first few letters of somebody's name and it brings up Peter. I now can click this little icon which zooms to Peter's location. So if I was to, well, Peter's already there, so he's already centered, but if you click that normally it would center Peter in the middle of the screen, but we've already got him appearing. So let me just reset that back out. The next icon along is the show history button, which we've improved on. If I now click on, if you notice number 13, the red shows the actual fixed route they should be following. If I click on this little icon here, the blue shows the actual route that he's taken today. So you can see there's some slight variances on the footpath and things along those lines. And I've obviously taken a slightly keener line across there. But broadly speaking, that's now a useful little feature where you can see precisely where they went at a glance. So that's useful too. And the next bit of information we've got is the stats bar. We've got another stats bar on the left hand side. Let me see if I can bring up a better example than the one we've got there. Okay, the other thing I forgot to mention is you can see which checkpoints people have reached. That's already always been the case on the previous version as well. But let me go to bring up the stats bar, for example, on group number 9. Okay, so I only actually started this event halfway through. I set up the event halfway through it being in progress, but I thought it'd be useful to show you this. This is an estimated times of arrival board. Now, normally these would all have gone black. What this is basically showing is that the start was at 6 a.m. and as they get to each of these checkpoints, these will turn a black colour. Now, because I only set this event halfway up through it being taking place, we didn't capture those first 2 checkpoint times, but we have captured them coming into checkpoint 3 at at 10:36. So what it's now estimating is that at 8:32, sorry. So what it's now estimating is that they're going to get to checkpoint 4 at 11:34, checkpoint 5 at 13:34, etc. And as they reach each of these checkpoints, they will go black with an actual time. So that's what time we thought we'd get there, 8:32. That's what time they actually got there, 10:36. And these will all revise themselves constantly as the event progresses, so you'll get a very, very accurate ETA the further they go in, because it gives them the average speed here, and they're currently doing 1.97 miles an hour, and this will keep revising itself up or downwards depending on their speed that they're going at. So you can see that's going to be very useful for predicting when your teams or DofE might be reaching the various checkpoints, so you can align your resources accordingly. As before, we've still got the stats on here, which is the time and date, the speed that they're going at. The accuracy shows as excellent, which means the tracker has been well placed in the bag. If for some reason the tracker was poorly positioned, then it actually turns the ink red, which means that they've probably buried a tracker in the bottom of their bag, and they may need to move that somewhere else. Interesting here, someone's gone way off the route. Hopefully they'll correct themselves, but here you can see one of the benefits of tracking. Obviously you can easily pick up when someone's disappeared. Now, one of the key things I want to show you now is we've got 4 new map types. Now this is the OpenStreetmap, which is a free based map which was created a few years ago. I say it's free. It's free in that there's no licensing fee paid directly to the owner of the mapping, but we do have to still pay a license fee to the operator of the mapping technology. So whichever map we use, that's the case. So this is OSM. Let me next step over to your more familiar Ordnance Survey map. Now I've got it on the outdoor stack at the moment. Let me put it on the leisure stack, which will provide you with the 1 in 250, 1 in 100, 1 in 50, and ultimately the 1 in 25. So here, very used to seeing these type of maps. So here is the 1 in 25. You can see that person there is stopped at that previous checkpoint. So let me now flip back onto the outdoor stack, and this goes right into 1 in 10,000. So when I go and do that, you should hopefully see now that we've actually got buildings showing up as 3D on there. And these are the most detailed map that I believe anybody in the UK who's involved in mapping and tracking has got. So we're bang up to date on the leading edge of mapping here. I'll step on to the next one, which is a very new one, which is Ordnance Survey's 3D vector maps. Why are they 3D? Well, again, let me zoom right the way into perhaps an area that's got some buildings here, and you can see these buildings start to pop out in 3D. So what makes it a bit more interesting, see this control on the right hand side? There we go. I've now got the ability to spin all the way around, and you can see everything in 3D. So if you're in an urban area, you can zoom right into the location of these people and perhaps see where they are, even amongst a building. So very, very detailed mapping there, which hasn't been seen before on any kind of tracking platform. Okay, let me center that back out. Finally, the ones you're always used to seeing is the good old Google mapping, which as always still features the terrain. So let me flip onto the terrain maps, which shows you the relief shading, and of course also the satellite mapping as well, so you can see precisely where they are. It all becomes clear now. 114 perhaps has been smarter than everybody else and has realized there's actually a road rather than trudging across the moors. So just flipping across to that different bit of map detail has perhaps helped us solve why that person's decided to go that way. Perhaps it's faster doing that than it is doing that. Anyway, I digress. So that, as broadly speaking, are all of, or some of the new features. There are certain other things which we'll show you in more detail later. There's a leaderboard which collects the time they get to each of these checkpoints, and there's a few other interesting features. We can put country flags on there. and various other new tricks and toys, as well as downloading the KML files, which is the root file, if you want to review that afterwards. So hopefully that's given you a decent overview of the new interface, which you can expect to see being rolled out to all our mapping in the next few weeks. And if you've got any questions, by all means come back to us, but we look forward to sharing this with you and helping you with your ongoing tracking needs. Thank you very much.